All right, guys, I'm Jake here with Wilshire Gun. I got a very special guest. We got Tyler, General Manager of Wilshire Gun, and we're going to be talking about silencers.
I don't know how special I am.
You're pretty special to me.
Oh, you warm the cockles of my heart, man. You
All
got
right.
me. All right, so in all seriousness, we're going to talk about something that I absolutely love. We absolutely love at Wilshire. We all are NFA fans, so we love this stuff. So we're going to talk silencers, in particular Sig Sauer silencers. A lot of misnomers out there, and we're going to go kind of in depth as much as we can in a short little clip to kind of explain what they are, how they work. Silencers were invented, well over 100 plus years ago. Gentleman Hiram Percy Maxim made the very first one, and he realized, you know what? Shooting sometimes sucks when it's really, really loud. So he said, you know what? We can make this not loud. So he devised something he called a silencer. It would be placed over the barrel. And what it basically does is, as that firearm, dispels remaining gas outside of it, that loud boom you're mostly hearing is the extra powders expanding in the atmosphere, right? It's like thunder and lightning. Lightning goes and heats the air, air expands, comes back to the other cracks, you get a loud boom, right? So all it is just air being displaced through heat and pressure, everything else. So this silencer, what it does is it goes and it takes and it traps those extra gases in a series of chambers, allowing it to expand and cool so that by the time the gases leave the container, it doesn't expand, it's not supersonic, therefore it's not making noise in the atmosphere. It dramatically reduces the amount of noise from the gunshot. And for a lot of people that are pressure sensitive like myself, it goes and makes it really comfortable to shoot because it takes away that pressure in the atmosphere. Okay, so that's a little about how they work, and the last few years has seen a boom in silencer technology, and SIG is at the forefront of a lot of that, and so we're really happy to be one of their largest dealers for silencers. We love the products and they work really, really well, and we want to explain why. When you look at one of their silencers, you notice that it has no external tube. Most silencers are a tube with a series of baffling on the inside of it. By going with the precision welding technology that they have, they can, basically increase the internal volume of the silencer while going and keeping it the same size as the competition. When you add extra internal volume, you have more room for that gas to expand. Therefore, naturally, it will be quieter. That makes it really, really unique. It also uses a series of different technologies when it comes to angular design, the attachment mechanisms, and the use of tapers in order to ensure that every time you put that silencer on and mount it, it is precise. So your point of impact shift is very slight, and it's always repeatable. And when you put those together, for the very first time, you have a system that can really be what you call precision QD. Take it on, take it off, take it on, take it off, and it will work every single time. They make, for when it comes to rifle silencers, make really 3 different caliber lines. The first is the 338 Lapua. So that's for all the big bore long distance guns, although it can go on all the smaller ones as well. So it has the most volume, therefore is the quietest out of the family. We don't have one of those out here, but we have them available at Wilshire if you want to come by and see them. We also, the next down is the 7.62 family. It's actually, we call them 7.62, the SRD 7.62 family, but they're rated up to 300 Winchester Magnum. So 300 Win Mag and down is perfectly fine inside that silencer. You make 2 major versions of it. One is the direct thread. So in other words, just like this gun right here, these ones, they thread directly onto the barrel, and they're designed to really be left permanently on the weapon or semi-permanently. The other models you make are QD, quick detach. This device, in this case it's a muzzle brake, will be threaded onto the end of your rifle. When it does, your silencer will engage against that muzzle device, lock in, and return to that set 0 on that gun. It locks in, and your 0 set through it, very, very precise. Uses a series of tapers, like I said earlier, to ensure that you're getting a very solid mating. If you buy a SIG rifle, the SIG barrels on all the rifles come with a certain degree of taper at the end of the barrel into the threads. Where traditionally you have a square shoulder, here you have a taper. On the inside of this device is a matching taper so that when they integrate against one another, tapers force it to line up. It's like if you ever gone and taken a solo cup and you set it on the table, you put another solo cup on it, even if you don't drop it perfectly, by the time it gets to the bottom, it will self-center on there. It's the beauty of tapers. Then on the device itself is another taper that engages with the silencer. So you have a series of self-centering tapers that allow that you have a precise bore engagement all the way across out of that barrel. So that barrel is aligned all the way through to the silencer itself. It ensures repeatability, minimizes point of impact shift, and it goes and makes sure that the silencer stays on. When you use tapers, you put them on, most of the time it requires more force to remove it than it took to put it on. So therefore, it makes it very hard for these silencers to walk off the weapons. Their 762 series of lines are made in two different materials. One is titanium, one is steel. The steels are actually smaller in size. The titanium is slightly larger, but the titanium is lighter. So a lot of people like the titanium for bolt guns and hunting rifles, stuff along those lines where you have a longer barrel, you want it to balance. Steels, we recommend the steels for those that are running particularly on short barreled guns, like this Rattler right here. You know, that short barrel, we want the steel because it'll stand up a little bit better to those extra unburnt powders that kind of scour the inside of the blast baffles. SIG also has pistol line. The SRD9 and the SRD45 silencers are the pistol silencers. We have an SRD9 right over here on this MPX. So again, completely removable design for a handgun, and can be adapted with a fixed barrel spacer, so you can put it and mount it on like a sub gun like this MPX. Completely user disassemblable, series of stackable baffles. Beauty of these baffles, you can align them in any order. It doesn't matter, which is great when you're going and taking them apart and putting them back together again. Really easy to service and maintain, and very, very quiet. For those of you that want to go and throw a silencer on a 40, they make an adaptable piston for that as well. So the other part about the pistol line silencers that's great is, unlike any other competition, when you buy one of those pistol silencers, you will get both the metric and the US piston in the kit. So you can shoot it on your HK guns with a metric, and you can shoot it on a Smith & Wesson. That is an incredible value, because that's almost $80 to $100 depending upon the manufacturer, right there in the box that you're getting extra. So really cool cans. I highly recommend people look at them. They are incredibly quiet pistol cans. And last but not least is the 22s. We have, in this case, this is the SIG SRD 22X. Series of shielded baffles, which is a little bit different than others. People don't really realize, but 22 is probably the dirtiest ammo you could shoot, and it's also pretty hellacious on silencers. So you want one that can come apart. This one does, and all of that extra grit that 22 kind of runs out there, it can leave a mess inside and make them hard to come apart and hard to clean. This thing is designed to be easy to clean, easy to come apart, easy to reassemble again. Again, you get two different adapters inside this kit. You get one in US and one in metric, so it can go on every 22 out there. And incredibly quiet. Great value also at the price point in there, as it's beating most of its competition. So really cool options. The last thing I kind of like to talk about is the SIG MCX family of rifles. So the MCX, we'll talk about it in greater depth and detail in another video. But the MCX is designed from the ground up to be a suppressed platform. They're going to be coming out this year with their Surge uppers, which is a short barrel with a permanently attached silencer. And the reason we bring this up is the ATF has declared that if you go and take anything and you permanently attach it to the end of that rifle, the barrel, the entire length counts. So therefore, you could take a 9-inch barrel, attach a 7-inch silencer to it, permanently attach them. That's 16 inches. It is not a short barreled rifle. So when you're looking at these two right over here, you have two different rifles, both with short barrels, but the silencers are permanently attached and exceed 16 inches, so it's only a one stamp gun. only one tax stamp. The surge uppers from SIG will come into your NFA dealer and will already have that barrel and silencer set up. So all you got to do is buy it. It will come with an adapter that will allow you to put it onto any standard AR-15 lower. So for those of you that have a transferable machine gun, want to go and take and put it on there, it will work. For those of you that want to just put it on, a rifle that you already have, it will totally work as well.
All right, let's shoot it.